Emergency orders. Initiate maximum tsunami safety protocols. Evacuate all non-essential personnel. This is not a drill. Those were the emergency orders transmitted to the Fukushima nuclear facility at 3:52 a.m. for an earthquake that struck 1,500 kilometers away in another country. Plant supervisor Takeshi Nakamura was conducting routine overnight monitoring when maximum safety alerts activated across all reactor systems. He said Fukushima protocols have 3 threat levels: maximum level reserved for direct earthquake threats or catastrophic tsunami. He reported they implemented maximum protocols for a Russian megaquake outside Japanese territorial waters. What Fukushima's response revealed was not concern about tsunami wave height, predicted 3 to 5 meters, well within facility protection capabilities. It was a classified threat assessment that considered cross-Pacific seismic network activation, and that assessment required a nuclear facility maximum safety response. The 2011 Tohoku magnitude 9.1 earthquake occurring directly beneath Japan caused the Fukushima reactor meltdown that contaminated 800 square kilometers and forced 154,000 permanent evacuations. On July 29th, maximum protocols were activated for an earthquake 1,500 kilometers distant, a distance that should not have triggered an equivalent safety response. Nuclear safety protocols were not based on distance. They were triggered by seismic network analysis, showing Russia magnitude 8.8 generated coordinated responses across the Pacific, 7 volcanic eruptions in Kamchatka, cascade volcanic pulses in North America, and enhanced tremor activity across Japanese volcanic systems. Within 90 minutes, Japan evacuated 1.9 million coastal residents, a population movement exceeding tsunami wave predictions by a factor of 10. Transportation networks were cleared for emergency vehicle access. Medical facilities activated mass casualty protocols. Economic systems implemented crisis stabilization measures. The coordination suggested preparation for multiple simultaneous catastrophes rather than for a single tsunami event. The Pacific Tsunami Warning System activated 47 countries within 8 minutes of earthquake detection, international coordination that demonstrated pre-existing emergency networks designed for basin-wide simultaneous threats. Response infrastructure was capable of evacuating tens of millions if required. So what threat analysis requires Fukushima maximum safety protocols for a distant megaquake? The Kamchatka Peninsula sits astride one of Earth's most dangerous tectonic boundaries, where the Pacific Plate violently plunges beneath the Okhotsk Plate at 8 centimeters per year. This region has generated catastrophic earthquakes for centuries, establishing clear patterns of tsunami response and evacuation protocols. The 1952 Kamchatka magnitude 9.0, the 4th largest earthquake in recorded history, generated Pacific-wide tsunamis, with waves up to 4 meters striking Japan's eastern coast. That event, more powerful than the July magnitude 8.8 event, evacuated approximately 150,000 people across the affected Pacific regions. The 1923 magnitude 8.5 Kamchatka event prompted evacuation of just 5,000 people. The 2006 Kuril Islands magnitude 8.3 quake generated 1.5 to 2.5 meter waves and triggered evacuation of 67,000 Japanese coastal residents. A century of seismic data established clear mathematical relationships between earthquake magnitude, tsunami wave height, and proportional evacuation response. Magnitude 9.0 generates massive tsunamis requiring hundreds of thousands to be evacuated. Magnitude 7.8 produces moderate waves, necessitating tens of thousands to be relocated. Until July 29, 2025, the Russia magnitude 8.8 struck the Kamchatka Peninsula at 11:24 a.m. local time. Seismic monitoring systems detected. The rupture occurred within seconds. Initial magnitude estimates of magnitude 8.5 were upgraded to magnitude 8.8 within 90 seconds. Standard tsunami modelling predicted 5 to 10 meter waves near the earthquake source, 2 to 5 meter waves at midfield distances including Japan, and under 2 meters for far-field locations. Based on established tsunami science, Japan's eastern prefectures should have evacuated approximately 80,000 people from 0 to 1 kilometer coastal zones. Standard protocols called for evacuation in a moderate 3 to 5 meter tsunami threat. Instead, at 3:47 AM Japan time, the J-Alert national warning system simultaneously activated on every mobile phone, television and radio across eastern Japan. The message was major, a tsunami warning, evacuate immediately to high ground. Within 5 minutes, the Fukushima nuclear facility initiated maximum safety protocols. Within 15 minutes, all coastal transportation networks were cleared for mass evacuation operations. Dr. Kenji Yamamoto of the Japan Meteorological Agency later said in emergency briefings that the evacuation scale for the Kamchatka tsunami exceeded wave height predictions by a factor of 10. He said we moved 1.9 million people for predicted 3 to 5 meter waves. He added that the level of response is designed for 10+ meter catastrophic tsunami or for threats beyond tsunami modeling. Tsunami science operates on established physics. Earthquake magnitude, depth, and seafloor displacement determine wave height. Wave height predictions determine evacuation zones. Population in evacuation zones determines required evacuation scale. This mathematical relationship has guided Pacific tsunami response for decades. For a distant magnitude 8.8 earthquake, generating 3 to 5 meter waves, Japan's standard evacuation zone extends 0 to 1 kilometer from coastlines, affecting approximately 78,000 people. These are standard protocols for a moderate 3 to 5 meter tsunami threat. But on July 29th, Japan implemented evacuation zones extending 0 to 8 kilometers inland, 8 times larger than standard protocols. The result? 1.9 million people evacuated in 90 minutes, 24 times more evacuees than tsunami modeling justified. The scale of infrastructure mobilization defied conventional explanation. 8,400 buses were deployed. All coastal bullet trains halted and reversed. 67 coastal expressways were cleared for outbound traffic only. 2,300 emergency vehicles were pre-positioned. Transportation networks synchronized at national scale, unprecedented for peacetime operations. Evacuation staging areas revealed even more disturbing anomalies. 340 high-ground assembly points had capacity for 2.5 million people, exceeding the actual evacuation by 600,000. Medical facilities prepared for 250,000 patients, despite 0 tsunami-related injuries. Food and water supplies were stockpiled for 72 hours, for a tsunami event predicted to last 6 hours. Most shocking, the economic disruption. Japan willingly accepted $8.7 billion in economic costs, halting coastal industrial production, suspending Tokyo Stock Exchange operations, and delaying international shipping, for a tsunami that caused just $340 million in actual damage. The economic price tag was 26 times higher than the justified threat. The Pacific Tsunami Warning System revealed even more coordination anomalies. Within 8 minutes of earthquake detection, 47 countries received identical alert data. Nations spanning 148,000 kilometers of coastline implemented synchronized protocols affecting 4.2 billion people in monitoring zones. Japan evacuated 1.9 million. The Philippines relocated 340,000. Indonesia moved 180,000. Alaska evacuated 47,000. Dr. Laura Castellanos from UNESCAP, Disaster Risk Reduction, stated that the Kamchatka tsunami response demonstrated coordinated international emergency infrastructure years in development. 47 countries receiving identical threat data within 8 minutes, implementing synchronized evacuation protocols, and sharing real-time updates. This represents a PRE existing crisis coordination network activated by specific trigger thresholds. The most alarming anomaly was not evacuation scale. it was Fukushima nuclear facility's maximum safety protocols activated for a distant earthquake. The 2011 Tohoku magnitude 9.1 quake struck directly beneath Japan, generated 15-meter tsunami waves, and caused a catastrophic reactor meltdown. That disaster prompted maximum safety protocols designed for direct earthquake threats, exceeding magnitude 7 or tsunamis exceeding 15 meters. July 29th protocols responded to a magnitude 8.8 earthquake 1,500 kilometers away, generating 3 to 5 meter predicted waves, parameters that should not trigger a maximum response. Yet Fukushima evacuated. They removed all 340 non-essential personnel, maintained a minimal 89-person crew, verified multiple redundant cooling systems, and established direct communication with the Prime Minister's office and International Atomic Energy Agency headquarters. Dr. Takeshi Nakamura, Fukushima's plant supervisor, revealed in internal reports that maximum safety protocols were not triggered by 3 to 5 meter tsunami predictions. Our coastal barriers handle 15-meter waves. Protocols were activated based on a classified seismic network assessment showing coordinated Pacific-wide geological responses that could generate multiple simultaneous threats to nuclear infrastructure. Leaked classified assessments revealed the true trigger: network threat detection across the Pacific Basin. The Russia magnitude 8.8 generated 7 volcanic eruptions within 17 minutes in Kamchatka, first occurrence in 300 years. Cascade volcanoes in North America showed pressure, pulse responses 6 hours after the Megaquake. 8 Japanese volcanic systems exhibited enhanced tremor activity. Indonesia detected magma chamber pressure anomalies. The Philippines measured microseismic increases at multiple volcanoes. Geographic extent: 15,000 kilometers of correlated responses. Timing precision: mathematical intervals suggesting coordinated triggering. System behavior: multiple geological systems responding to a single event. Threat implication: basin-wide seismic network activation. Most disturbing revelation: years of hidden preparation infrastructure. Analysis of the 340 evacuation staging areas showed construction began in 2018, 6 years before the Kamchatka earthquake. Japan invested $12.4 billion developing evacuation capacity for 2.5 million people from 2018 to 2024. Highway modifications implemented reversible lanes for mass exodus. Rail infrastructure was designed for emergency evacuation. The J-Alert system was upgraded for 100% population reach within 30 seconds. Dr. Takeshi Sato from the Urban Disaster Planning Institute revealed that Japan invested $12 billion in evacuation infrastructure from 2018 to 2024. Official justification was enhanced earthquake preparedness. Actual capacity was evacuating 2.5 million people for a multi-day duration with international coordination. That investment level suggests preparation for specific anticipated events rather than general disaster readiness. Most concerning, this was not isolated to Japan. Evidence revealed 23 international emergency operations facilities constructed from 2019 to 2024. Dedicated emergency communication channels were established. Pre-positioned international aid protocols were implemented. Cross-border population movement planning was coordinated. Financial system crisis frameworks were developed. A 2023 classified Pacific Emergency Coordination Summit document revealed 23 Pacific Rim nations developing basin-wide, simultaneous disaster response protocols, requiring completion by 2025. The agenda included coordinated evacuation for populations numbering in the millions, international transportation network integration, nuclear facility maximum safety trigger scenarios, economic system stabilization during a basin-wide crisis. By August 2nd, tsunami waves had dissipated. The 1.9 million evacuees returned home. The official narrative said the successful tsunami response saved lives through coordinated international cooperation. Classified reality. The evacuation was a test activation of Pacific Basin crisis infrastructure designed for threats authorities will not disclose publicly. Most concerning development, continued expansion after the successful evacuation. Evacuation capacity increased from 2,500,000 to 3,200,000, 28% expansion. Staging areas increased from 340 to 420 facilities. Medical surge capacity expanded from 250,000 to 380,000 patients. International coordination increased from 47 to 52 nations. Meeting frequency accelerated from monthly to weekly coordination. Revealed in a final secure interview, Dr. Kenji Yamamoto said, "We told 1,900,000 people they were evacuating for a moderate tsunami. We did not disclose the network coordination detected across Pacific geological systems. We did not explain why Fukushima implemented 2011 meltdown protocols for distant earthquakes. We did not reveal that the evacuation was a test activation of infrastructure built for something far more massive than moderate tsunami waves. Classified assessments remain undisclosed. Coastal populations continue living under evacuation protocols designed for Pacific Basin catastrophes that network monitoring detects, but authorities refuse to disclose. Those 1,900,000 evacuees were not told they were participating in a test activation of infrastructure built for something far more massive than moderate tsunami waves."